Yeah, my bad. I was getting the stream set up, and you know he was just whipping me. But now we got action. Let me get in position. I never use this costume just because I just think them leg joints look too much like chaps. You know them joints that motherfuckers be wearing with the buttocks out and shit. I'm like, nah, hold up. I ain't gonna do it like that, playboy. I'm a bum. Oh my goodness, couldn't hit a goddamn whip. Yeah, I was just streaming Doom, but the game crashed on me right while I was streaming and shit. I don't know what could have caused that type of foolishness or an error of that magnitude. I was like, yo, you know what? I ain't did a late night streaming forever, so that's what we gonna do. I'm talking about on the tech magic. Breakfast. Oh, he locked in. Had the whole combo on his ass. Yeah. You sure. What the fuck we say? I'm gonna burn my fucking money up. I had his cheap suit wearing ass too. Oh, I thought that shit said Hot McGriddle. Oh, you lucky bitch. Bo Napper, that's teeth, motherfucker. Nah, Miss Holmes. Those boobs are made for milking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these way, these boobs going on gonna walk all over you. I meant to say spray milk all over you. I'm not talking about my boobs. I was just saying, you know, a woman with some formidable boobs could sing that song. I was making that for her. My boobs aren't worthy of producing milk. If they could, though, I would buy like 100 boxes of cereal because the savings would be astronomical. Ew, that is so nasty. Never ever talk about that again. The dumbest shit you ever said. Damn, Mr. Jerky Jerk. Kumplash. What the fuck is a kumplash? See, I keep fucking up the combo with his ass. How dare you go low? I'm a launch ass. Oh shit, I'm a funky foot fetish. Purveyor of fucking bad juju. Oh, you lucky? Okay, unlucky. Shucky ducky. Excuse me. Cool on. Jay moves. What the fuck he said? Shamu? Man, this nigga's a fucking swashbuckler. Oh, breakfast. Turtles. Okay, Tits McGee. I'll make sure you live up to that name. You not gay, you motherfucker. French fries and burgers. Clash. Oh man, you fucking low blow buster. Oh yeah, yo, and now that I got my hair on the official tissue, shit, man, it's not gonna be long until I'm gonna be doing streams showing my motherfucking face. But I had to talk to somebody, and he said something really profound. He was like, man, you know what? Because I was wondering, like, okay, boom, you know, streamers, you know, they all got some gaming chair, they all sitting in their chair and shit like that, and upright gaming at a desk and things of that nature. But I don't game at a desk or things of that nature. I only work at a desk, and I only sit in a chair when I'm working. When I'm playing the game, you know, I'm either sitting Indian style, like in first grade, or I'm you know, laid out on the bed in the loud out Richie R&B album cover pose. You know what I'm talking about? And I was like, I don't know if people, resonate with me, chilling out, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cooling, all shooting some b-ball outside of the school. I don't think they would resonate with that. So, but he said, you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, man. As long as it's better to be you. You know what I mean? Than to be inauthentic. If that's even a word, but he used it and it's spelled out right, and I didn't see it in them little squiggles that say you spelled the word wrong, so it must be a word. And he's correct, man. I think that what makes me special as a streamer is that I'm uniquely myself. You know what I mean? I'm just unapologetically me, and if people can't resonate with the gameplay just because I'm laid down in the bed super comfortable, then I guess they just can't resonate with the gameplay, But for those that can, then we're gonna make it happen, Cap. Excuse me. Oh, breakfast. Oh man, I woke up at the perfect magnitude to get that ass whipped. Motherfucker. Oh man. Oh, breakfast. Oh shit. Oh, fucked up. I fucked up, man. If I'd have did the full Jimmy Mac, if I'd have completed the whole house sweep, I probably would have won that. Probably, but almost doesn't count. You know what I mean? Like if you almost got the booty, I mean you didn't get the draws. You know what I mean? You might have almost got the draws. That don't mean you got the draws, dog. You feel me? Yes, sir, Bizzle. When I just use like singular moves and shit, them shits work. They work a lot better as far as the close quarters fighting and shit. That's the one thing I love about Hwoarang. It's like you can string together so many different moves. It's like that's why like no two Hwoarangs play exactly the same, because it's oh shit, I fucked up. Oh shit, he won the last round. Also, I noticed that I'm becoming good at anticipating moves. I mean, you know, just anticipating how a majority of people move. That's how I'm able to get so many back threes. Like, I see it, a lot of people, especially the pro people, like, I don't see them using a lot of back threes, and I understand why. You know, it's a negative move. But, you know, it's like, you know, understanding human patterns and how people play. Oh shit, I could have motherfucking ended the board. I mean, ended the match if I'd have punished that shit right. But yeah, you know, it's just certain like after certain moves, I know that person is gonna move. You know, that's just normally how they do it. So I know that if I do a back three, it most likely is gonna you know, connect. You did? And I gotta start pressing 4 after that 1. Oh shit, I'm sitting there playing around. This ain't the time to practice. Oh, you motherfucker. I was gonna catch that ass slipping. Oh, shit. I forgot he got that motherfucking glowing... I don't know what that is. A breast cavity? Oh, shit. Don't misrepresent the breast. Oh, fuck. I needed that. Shabibi. Shut up. Partner, you ain't got no wins in me, Casa. Hold on, let me check this out. Oh shit, why I do that? Oh, I didn't even know it had all this shit. What is that? Oh, interesting. Let me try bottom left. Cameras unavailable. I can mute the microphone. Says that I'm currently on air. Okay, nice bit of information. Excuse me. Okay, so from right here, I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, 5. And then, oh no, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, my bad. I was actually counting how many devices I have, you know, that I can actually you know, use to do things. You know, like you know, like if you have a bunch of computers, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with them, you know. I don't know exactly what I'm planning on doing, but I know that they can be of some help by me being able to use all those different devices, you know. And if I use a VPN on them, then they won't seem like they're all devices from the same household. So then I can actually be like 6 or 7 different people at once. And you know, that can be used in many different ways. You know. But don't mind me. I'm just thinking out loud. And get my ass whipped at the same time. Now I'm giving a little bit of it back. I'm not giving it back. He said no take backs. No take backs on the ass whooping. Nigga motherfucking feminine kicks. Oh shit, shut up. Oh shit, that was the last one? I was lost in the sauce, boss. Oh, my bad. My mind is totally occupied about thinking about something totally different. Ah, shit. Burn the shit out myself. Okay, hold up. Put the shit out. Put the shit out. I could have swore I was blocking low, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was not blocking low. Aw, frankincense and myrrh. Oh shit, hold up. What did it say about my Facebook account being reviewed? Are they gonna allow me back in, or are they not gonna allow me back in? Your review was unsuccessful. Your Facebook account has been permanently disabled. You requested a review of this decision, but we still found that your account or activity on it didn't follow our community standards. You cannot request another review. Learn more about why we disable accounts by visiting community standards. Okay, you funky bitch. Yeah. I'm what you would call a shill master, and you might not know what a shill master is, but I'll explain it to you briefly and vaguely so that you may still leave without knowing what one is. But pretty much what I do is I create shills on many different platforms, you know, so I can be multiple people, you know what I mean? You might need that to sway nerves or, you know, push agendas, things of that nature, you know. I actually used to use that technique when I was on the darknet to, I don't even know why I was going to tell you that. I'm a fool, but either way, yeah, I'm a shill master, and, yeah, I was just told that, Facebook is not allowing none of that shit to pass. I got away with a few shills though. I got some. I mean, even though it's difficult to shill Facebook, you know, I still was able to get a few through the cracks. You know, the crack of that ass. You know what I'm talking about? Not the crack of your ass or that ass, just the crack of the Facebook ass, the ass of Facebook. The food booty, as I like to call it. But you know, you win some, you lose some, but you live. To create another account and hope that it flies under the radar. Can you dig it? I'm building something extravagant here, you know? This is bigger than Nino Brown. I mean, Mailman. You know what I mean? But if you ask, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Especially because you're supposed to be looking for the pimples on the booty. You know what I'm talking about? Instead of asking all these dumbass questions. Oh shit. Okay, don't press 2 after that. Always press 1. 1 is much quicker. 2 can suffice sometimes, but not when you're super close. 2 only is sufficient in the end of the round when you're trying to get the kill shot. That's the only time you should use 2. Any other time, the person is much stronger than the effect of 2 will make a benefit for. Because even if you do land it, you only get a small hit. And then you open yourself up to getting your ass whipped right after. But you still take some power. That's why I say it's the end of the round type of move. You know how I'm talking about? You don't hear me though. Is it because I'm wearing chaps? You don't respect the man in chaps and cowboy boots? At least I don't got no spurs that went back of them. If I had spurs, would you shun me even more? I would probably shun myself. But you know, it's a classic Hwoarang costume, so you know, I know the boy had a row. Only ass he chasing that got to do with men is when he trying to whip their ass. Or give it a nice tough smacking. Well, no. Well, I mean, no, you know what? It's nothing gay. You know, they do that in the locker room to say good game. You know? At least, you know, when you're fighting, the person probably has on jeans or something like that. They do it with basketball shorts. You know how thin basketball shorts are? Like, you slap somebody on the ass in basketball shorts, you practically touching their skin. They're gonna feel every crack of your motherfucking fingertips on that motherfucker. You understand? So that makes it fruity, but, you know. He just likes to dress to impress. But damn, the sleeveless vest though, you know what? I can't defend that. There's nothing I can say. I could just say that, you know, we let Claudio dress us one day. Or Leo. Because we lost the bet. And we didn't want to be disrespectful because we are, you know, a Lannister always pays their debts. You know? So we pay our shit. So yes. I think the black and white motif though, color scheme of black and white, I think that makes it more hetero. It's not okay, it's a little bit homogenous just because of the chaps. But it's not fully homogenous because the color scheme is, you know, bold colors. You know, I don't have to tell you I'm rough and tough. All you gotta do is, oh, he's wearing black and white. In gold. Oh, damn, the gold fucks it all up. Oh, man, listen, I can't defend this shit. We just gonna change. We just gonna change, man. Actually, you know what? I don't have to defend it. I spent my money on it. This isn't like it was free. I spent 400 Tekken coins. And they only allow you to buy them in increments in denominations that you can't spend on its own. So you always have to buy more than one. It's a ploy. So yeah, you know what? I don't care what I think. Or anybody for that matter. I'm gonna wear my chaps and I'm gonna wear them proud. And if you got any questions about my sexuality just because I dress like this, just, you know, just because I dress up like a tiger doesn't make me a tiger. Need I say more? Oh, breakfast cereal. Yo, one of the funniest Key and Peele skits was the one where he went to go get the free continental breakfast. I used to watch that shit all the time. That shit was so funny. It's a continental breakfast? Oh my god, that shit was so funny. Put the pussy on the chain wax. Oh, look at Temu. You want me to look on Temu to buy some cheap, what? Some cheap electronics? Fucking fake knockoffs. Is that what you? Oh no, I don't think he said look at Temu. I don't even think they got the internet in their world. Oh, breakfast cereal. Oh, I knew he was gonna key charge. Yeah, you shit taking motherfucker. You lucky I ain't paying attention to your motherfucking pony riding ass. Fake ass genuine.
Get ready for the next battle.
Man, I'm getting the fuck up out of these clothes, man. Y'all got too much to say. I don't care about your opinion, mate, most of the time, but I'm gonna listen right now.
Get ready for the next.
Oh, no one said anything? Oh, pardon me. My bad. I must be hearing things. Okay. Do I like this? I don't know if I like this. I like the PC one better. But fuck it, we gonna darn it.
Get ready for the next battle.
That bitch would. Oh shit, she got the black and white scheme on too. Are we twins? Did that just make us best friends? The Dula, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. I hit you from the bottom while I'm drinking sangria. My dad's boat. To get shit is lit cause my dick can float. Get below deck cause I'm Rick Ryan. Get below deck cause I'm reaching dry land. Get them down deck with a dick in your hand. Boats and hoes, boats and hoes. I gotta have me some boats and hoes. Them niggas killed that shit, y'all. That was one of my favorite movies for a minute. As anybody who watched me for at least one stream or one video knows that, man, I live my life by movie quotes, yo. Like when certain shit happen in real life, I'm guaranteeing, even if I don't say it out loud, a movie quote that relates to that situation pops up in my head. I got that from my very first love. Yeah, I could say her name, Candace. That was my first love. You know what I mean? And you know how when young love, when you're dealing with young love, usually it's like special circumstances that happen that bring you guys together, like a chance meeting or some shit. And that's how it was with her. Like, we met one time when my sister had took me to her mother's store, and we was playing around as kids, and I always thought she was gorgeous. And then like years later, I seen her just out the blue at a party. And I was like, is your name such and such? And she said, yes. Hey, are you Corey? And she remembered my name. And then, oh, damn, I'm trying to tell some love stories. You trying to beat me up? Damn, girl. Listen, the only person, oh, man. A woman, oh, shit. She started dropping it like it's hot. I'm beating that ass now. Usually I don't put my hands on women, but sometimes you gotta put a bitch in their place. Say, I'm just playing. Do not ever listen to that or repeat that. But she got to be taught a lesson. Hey, that's you don't lay down law, and you end up with bitches shitting in your bed like the lady did Johnny Depp. I don't know what her name was, but I just call her Shitty Betty. She actually took a human-sized dump in that nigga bed and tried to blame it on a chihuahua with a booty so small it couldn't even. Never mind. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But either way, a chihuahua can't drop a human-sized shit on the bed. What's her name? Heather Locklear? No. Stacey Dash? No. It escapes me. Johnny Depp and Pam Grier? No. Hell no. Quentin Tarantino? No! I don't know the bitch name. Damn, what's her name? Hey Siri, can you hear me? Hey Siri. Hey Siri, bitch. Holla, holla, holla. I'm trying to holla at you, bitch. Don't you hear me? This motherfucker don't work. Hey Siri. I plug you up to a circuit breaker with you know, no voltage protection. I know you like that. Oh shit, that bitch just scratched me to death. I mean, not to death, but she, yeah, damn, bitch. Damn, yo, you give a bitch 9 inches, then she want to take a mile of the. Look, goddamn. Oh man, she knew I was going to duck down and punch in a motherfucking genitalia that doesn't exist. You ain't tough. You just got a big bosom. That's the only thing that's going in your favor. I was motherfucking titsmatized. That's why I kept looking at them motherfucking big ass motherfucking bouncy things, fucking up my concentration. You trying to fight, I'm trying to take a bite. Oh shit. Then we got on matching outfits. Thought she was my soulmate, bitch. Seen the way he was looking at my best friend. Oh shit. Oh, that nigga be surprised that she gave up. Oh shit, bitch, you learning? Don't be learning around here. I learned shit too. I know how to wipe that ass. No, hold up. I know how to wipe the floor with that ass. I don't know. Oh, fuck. I don't know why I tried to launch. I should have just snatched them motherfucking punches out the air. That's what I'm gonna start doing, because he's running that shit in the hole like I'm a fucking novice. I just ain't what you call the police on me talking about I'm a motherfucking domestic abuser and shit. They always gonna side with the female. Go ahead, yasoi my motherfucking, I dare you. I'll put a motherfucking yasoi in that ass. Oh no, she wasn't about to try to skip to my loo all the way across the motherfucking board. Oh yep. Oh, you stayed down. You stayed down and you went around, well, then you ran around in circles, you bitch. Yo soy. You got any Grey Poupon, bitch? Ham down stance. You keep playing with me. The fuck you think this is? Oh, get that funky cat out my face. It's a biohazard box you got there. That shit should have a motherfucking radioactive sign on it. Funky hoe. You ever heard of Summer's Eve, Mass and Gill, bitch? Funky cat hoe. Oh yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, most people that's listening to me probably don't know what cot is. Well, where I'm from, when we was kids, you know, the older guys, when they was trying to say that we was little virgins, you know, they would say, yeah, you ain't getting no cock. Now, cock is a totally different word. We never even heard that word. You know what I mean? So we don't even know what that is. That's something totally different. But cot COTT. Oh man, all that bullshit. And then I knew she was gonna shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, you motherfucking boastful bitch. She ain't say shit, ho. But yeah, you know, so COT, COTT, that's code name for the Virginia. Let me give you a look, okay? Boom. Hold up. Hold on. Wait up. This is important. You see right in the middle. If you was a slicer right down the middle, you know, I bet you wonder. Never mind. Kick that hole right in the ass. Psych. Psych. Please don't cancel me, man. I ain't even get started yet. Forgive me. Motherfucker. Oh shit! I got the Pam Grier version of that girl. Okay. Hey. You think you're macaroni? Don't be flipping away from me, you motherfucking gymless. What you think you Simone Biles, bitch? I'll kick you in your ass and give you some sore bowels, bitch. It's like, nah. Don't say no shit like that. Damn, I should have pressed it twice. Sometimes it's good to press it 3 once when you do get that, and sometimes it's good to press it twice. And just know, you know, you press it twice, you're gonna get caught in the motherfucking whirlwind. So you gotta make sure your timing is perfect. But if your timing is perfect, then you give yourself a strong move that's gonna catch him on the wake up. You know what I mean? Oh man, I should have known better. Dog, I should have known better. It's 87 degrees. She got on a old sweater. See, in that instance, it wasn't cool to go all the way. Oh, shit. I got anesthetized. Damn, hold up. Them bitches got some droop, don't they? No other character in this game has droop or that magnet. Oh, you okay? Has that much droop in the boobetry. I've done precise measurements, you know, using vector scanning material, grade A vector scanning material, I must say, just to make sure that the circumference of each boob is below super standards. You know, we don't need any, you know, plastic surgery boobs in here. We're trying to keep this game kid friendly. But those boobs are abnormally large, especially for the size of her legs. The width of each upper thigh does not seem like it would be conducive to a growth of such magnitude. Only way I can tell for sure is by giving it a real live bounce test, and you know, that's impossible. But you know, I still trust my eyes. You know, I'm what they would call a boob connoisseur. You know, I don't mean to brag, but I'm sort of a big deal when it comes to boobs. Oh fuck! I was just playing around. I mean, not playing around. I was just playing wrong things to play with. Find somebody safe to play with. Oh shit, I got hit by a phoenix. Now I need a phoenix down. I used to hate using the Phoenix down, because then, you know, you bring them back to life, and they only got like 12 health anyway. Like, the motherfucker's gonna die. Then you gotta give them an elixir. But, you know, you gotta save the elixirs, you know what I mean? Something that gives you a full HP restore and an MP restore. Doesn't matter how much you got. Oh, yeah. Because, you know, I'm the type that I used to grind. So, all of my characters, I got them up to 9,999 HP with the quickness. You know? Because that's just how I roll. If I'm going to kill someone, I'll make sure it's overkill. You dig 'em? You don't hear me, though. Oh, shit. Damn, y'all, the motherfucking Cruella de Vil cruises he got on them fucking toes. The motherfucking Spike Lee. I don't know what the fuck they is, man. The Toil and Trouble, I don't know. You kick a motherfucker in his motherfucking area with that, that's a charge. That shit would impale a motherfucker. Oh yeah, I'm done playing games. You know what I'm saying? It's time to whip ass. All my life I had to fight. Head ass. Harpo be beating me. Put a foot in Harpo ass. This is way before Wesley Snipes. We was the blackest nigga on the planet, according to Rick James. You don't slap a man. Damn it. I was just thinking though, my most quoted movie is probably Half Baked. That was one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, I remember we was kids when that movie came out. You know what I mean? We had no idea it was about marijuana. The commercials ain't let you know anything about smoking no grass. But you know, we snuck into the movies. We went to the movies to go see something, you know, that we could have seen as kids, and then we snuck into the Half Baked, and man, that was the funniest shit ever. I've never seen anything in my life like that. Like, and I mind you, I'm talking about like let me see, how old was we? Probably, I don't know, when it came out. Hey Siri. I know you can't hear me. I mean, do I gotta press a button to ask a bitch a question? Can a nigga borrow a pencil? Nigga, you know, I use that to emphasize it. It's not, you know, nigga. Nigga, please. Can you lend a nigga a pencil? I ain't gonna lie, yo. If their teacher was my teachers and he said that, I'd have gave him a pencil. I would have thought nothing else of it. He was just so comfortable and adamant. I just know that he meant it. He used the word the same way I use the word, you know. You hear that, Tits McGee? Oh shit, what you saying, girl? Let me check the stats. Homeboy gotta check the stats, you know. Couple convicted for following man after he cashed paychecks, shooting him in the head with an AR-15 while infant children sat in the back seat. Scumbags. There's a lot of scumbagulous motherfuckers in the world. I hate a scumbagulous motherfucker, man. I was fortunate, and I know this might sound unfortunate, but I was fortunate enough to get into serious trouble at a young age, young enough to where as though, it was, I was able to get it out of it and not have it be the end of my life, and be able to make changes in my life. But old enough to where as though, oh yeah, your ass could have really went down. But I was fortunate to go through that experience when I was 17. When I first got locked up, I was adjudicated. When I first got locked up, I was charged as an adult. So on my if a person does a background check on me, even still to this day, I believe it'll say all of my adult charges, but it will give you no disposition. You know what I mean? Because it was adjudicated to juvenile court at a later date. But needless to say, the reason I was saying it is because that experience taught me many things about life. It taught me how quick a stupid decision can end what you call life. You know what I mean? Not just literally and figuratively. You see what I'm saying? It can do that. Oh shit, this is the last one. I'm sitting up there philosophizing, not even paying attention to this heifer smacking my buttocks. Run it back, Betty. Don't vamoose. Let me get a piece of that caboose. Okay. And don't ask for a truce. Woman, thou art loose. Loose booty. Never mind. But yeah, pretty much I got into serious trouble at a young age. And it taught me the importance of thinking before you do something. It taught me the importance of, it doesn't matter how much you plan something, there will always going to be unforeseen circumstances. So if you're ever planning anything, you have to be so thorough that you leave no possibility unexplored. You know what I mean? And that life wasn't a game and motherfuckers ain't playing with you. And you can't trust what the police say. They will lie to you and tell you all this good stuff, like they'll let you go if you do this, and my dumb ass will believe a motherfucker. Say, hey man, if you break it, man, listen, we only want the money. You show me where the money at, I'll let you go. For real. God's honest truth. Okay, Officer Coking, I'll indulge you. I'll take you right to the money. Dumbass. Yeah, I was a dumbass. I believed him. And that's actually his name too, to be honest with you. I don't even know why I said his real name, but it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm doxing him or nothing. He's a great officer. I've had multiple encounters with him after that incident. And I didn't get in any trouble in those incidents, but we just seen each other in the area, and he recognized me and stuff like that, and he's a good dude. Even though I broke law, I have no disdain for police. First off, if you don't respect your adversary, then you're more susceptible to underestimating them. And to underestimate anyone that occupies an adversarial position is a fatal mistake. I don't think about things like people are different. If it's something that I would know from looking at something, I automatically expect the other person who might see it, I automatically expect them to come to the same conclusion that I was able to, even though I know that I think on a different level than even if they weren't as, even if I knew for a fact, which you really would never really know, so you shouldn't say anything like this, but I'm just using it for the sake of the argument and understanding. Even if you knew for a fact that you were definitely 100 times smarter than them, I would still treat it like they are as smart or smart, and if not smarter than me. You see what I'm saying? So then I never underestimate anyone. It doesn't matter. I don't make assumptions, because assumptions only serve to make an ass out of you and Mushin. You know what I mean? And you make an ass out of Mushin, that motherfucker, he come and find you in your sleep. So that's all I'm saying, But needless to say, I learned a lot from that experience. Yes, it was harrowing. Yes, it was my mother was very disappointed. She had to spend around $9,000 on a lawyer that I actually had to reimburse her for as I became older. Like, oh yeah, she don't forget no debts. Even my mother would give me money, but my mother's the type of person, she needs to make sure that the lesson is learned. My father's that way too, and that's why my brother's that way, and I've unfortunately became that way as well. But I realized, if by taking up that position, and as soon as you take it up, if you're true to it, you have to stick to it, because then if you ever falter, then everything that you've done is negated and it will be all for naught. But when you do take up that position, you cause conflict with other oh damn, she threed me out that quick. I thought I was winning some. Oh shit, I'm lost in the sauce, boss. But yeah, what was I saying?
Get ready for the next battle.
The dog didn't go downstairs. He went. Oh no. 7 years ago. Nah. He put the lime in the coconut and twisted it all up. Nah. Oh, but yeah, pretty much, you always. So I always think of that anybody is intelligent enough, even if they aren't. You understand? Like, even if it's a computer stuff, I just believe that they figure it out. That way, you never underestimate anybody, and you're ready for any contingency. And that's the thing, That's why I encourage everybody that I interact with to learn to play chess. Not just a cursory knowledge of chess, a full understanding of the game, its mechanics, as well as how the strategy works and things of that nature. Because I inadvertently was playing chess with life before I even knew how to fully play chess, and I didn't know it. And I hear a lot of people say, life is chess, not checkers, but they don't even know how to play chess. And that tells me that they don't have a full understanding of the saying and what it actually means. They just think, okay, well, yeah, I just gotta stay 2 steps ahead, and that's it. That's what they say it means. But it's a lot more to it than that. Chess involves it involves logic, really. That's what made me love it. It's a game that deals with the same logic, and when I say logic, I'm speaking of computer logic. The act of actually using the on and off states of transistors to make ones and zeros, and by putting them in different configurations using logic gates, you're able to come up with multiplication and all these other different numbers just using those 2 numbers to represent them. You see what I'm saying? And the complexities of that, I think of pretty much like in the real world, it's like Okay, the way a computer might do something is because the way that it calculates things, it calculates in that manner of just using zeros and ones to extrapolate and flesh out way larger numbers. Because it does that, it operates on a method where it goes in line and does certain tasks first, and then circles back around and comes back and does other tasks. You can think of it as a cycle, just like or think about like a CRT TV or how an old TV does. The way that it would show light is it would scan each line individually. Each line of pixels, it would go down in succession like a typewriter. Go all the way to the right, then restart, then such and such, and eventually it gets the full picture. But along the way, it just left some colors black, or I think I'm complicating what I'm trying to say more than I am with the analogies that I'm using, when the analogy is actually supposed to simplify things. So let me regroup. Let me regroup. Pretty much, what I'm saying is, the way my thought process is, if I wanted to solve a maze, I wouldn't just randomly go through the maze in trial and error. I would do it systematically, straight, then left, then such and such, then such and such. Straight, then left, then such and such, then such and such. Straight, then left, then right. Straight, then left, then right, left. Okay, all of those are finished. Then I would go to the next. Straight, then forward, then left, and so on and so on. Pretty much what I'm saying is I would exhaust all other paths, right, to eventually get to the right path. But I would and I don't know. I was just pretty much trying to say that's how I think about things. I do it systematically in that order to, even though it's convoluted and it might bring you to more mistakes than you would be inclined to otherwise, it makes sure that A, no stone is left unturned, and B, that you eventually get to the right answer. You see what I'm saying? You dig 'em? It's just like trying to crack a password, If I lost a password, when I wanted to crack it, I would use a dictionary attack. And the way I would run a dictionary attack is I would have it go through every iteration, but it would keep using that same iteration with little variations at the end until success was made. If that makes sense. But I'm gonna stop talking about this shit because I'm just losing, because I'm not even paying attention, trying to convey a message and shit that ain't nobody even trying to hear, because I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just like to talk. Just like to talk. Talk to that ass. Here, little booty, let me whip some in your ear. The Whisper song was serious, though. Them niggas. Yeah, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. They did a whole song like that. You know what? I'm gonna go live. After this, I might go live on Call of Duty. But after that, I'm gonna go live recording a song. Yeah. And the song I'm recording all the songs from my mixtape. I planned on making a mixtape called Home Confinement back when I was on home confinement. But I never got around to doing it to make it. And now, I'm off home confinement. But I'ma still come out with the mixtape called Home Confinement. And it's just gonna be comprised of all of the freestyles and little freestyle songs that I did, or any other songs, written songs. I only got like one song that I actually written. Any of those songs, I'ma record them all for that mixtape, and that'll be a representation of home confinement. You see what I'm saying? And then the next one is gonna be called Supervised Release, and that one is gonna be based on all the freestyles that I did post home confinement. You know what I mean? While I'm on supervised release, which is right now. it's hard to believe that it's almost been a year. It's almost been a year since I got off home confinement. And it's even harder to believe that I've been home for approximately 3.5 years now. That's just crazy to think, you know what I mean? I thought I would be way further along in life, at this point in time after all that stuff. But really, I'm not tripping. I'm patient, Being in the rush is what got me locked up in the first place. And the fact that, COVID happened, and, I was able to come home early because of that and serve the rest of my sentence on home confinement, that's a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse, I guess, at the same time. But, because, if COVID never happened, I probably would just be coming home like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Because they gave me 7 years. 84 months. Which in the feds comes out to around 6 years in a month, I believe. At 85%. You gotta do 85% in the feds. But yeah, I definitely thought that I would be way farther along. But I haven't been off the box for a year yet. So, I'm still making great progress. You know what I mean? I'm making money. I'm working. I've been working. I'm still working on my dreams. I just thought I'd be rich by now. I ain't gonna lie. But the thing is, I'm not tripping because I'm sticking to the plan, Like, I swear to God, the same plan I had. In my first year of incarceration, I had my whole plan worked out. Like, my plan, period. My plan for what I was going to do while I was locked up and when I came home. But pretty much, I was able to, shit, that motherfucker. But pretty much, I built my plan up, as things changed in my life, as I read more books and learned new things, my plan steadily evolved. And until I was ready, and pretty much I had to quarantine for 21 days because it was COVID time, so you got to do quarantine. And during that 21-day quarantine, which was like being in a hole and shit for real, I pretty much made sure that my plan, everything was planned out, and I literally just been sticking to the plan the whole time. And things been working out. I've been patient. I'm not in a rush. I've been able to accumulate all of the equipment and tools that I needed to continue with the plan. I was able to build my credit up. You see what I'm saying? And build the credit up of others as well. You see what I'm saying? Which is a plus. You know what I mean? I used my credit building to help build the credit of my friends. You know what I'm saying? Well, just only 2 friends. But, pretty much, I let them be authorized users on my cards and stuff like that. And, it's a whole lot of stuff that I did. Fixing your credit is a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a journey that you only should ever embark on if you're fully prepared and ready to see it through. You know what I mean? And be disciplined. But I'm gonna make sure that I make like I'm gonna have a video one day where I'm just describing, where I'm teaching everything that I know about credit and how to build it, things of that nature. You know what I mean? I learned everything that I learned about credit initially from when I was a kid. I used to stay up late and watch the infomercials. You know them infomercials where, you get this course and you can millions of dollars and stuff like that. But it was this one particular infomercial that I watched religiously. I don't know how, I've probably seen it thousands of times. It was the Carlton Sheets program. You know what I mean? And, it was just so intriguing because, what he was talking about was what I was interested in. I wanted to be in the real estate, and he had a no money down process in the program. And mind you, it's crazy. I still have all of the literature and CDs and stuff that came with it. You know what I mean? But I was only 16 when I had got the program. It was $300 for it. You know what I mean? And I had got the program, and I wasn't even old enough to buy a house. I just wanted to make sure that I studied it as early as possible so I can, implement it. And by me doing that, I was able to get my credit to, like, I had a 720 credit score by the time I was like 18 and a half, about to be 19. So I had an understanding. And this is like another thing that I was talking about the other day when I was speaking. I don't know if I was speaking on this game or nothing, but I was talking about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. You see what I'm saying? At that point, all I had was knowledge. I had the knowledge to be able to build my credit up and get it popping and all that, but I didn't have the wisdom to be able to know the correct way to apply it. You see what I'm saying? And that's pretty much the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is just the knowledge and the information. But wisdom is being wise, is actually knowing how to use that information, you know what I mean, to your benefit or the benefit of those around you. You know what I mean? But even still, I digress. But pretty much, I got the program, studied it, followed everything, and that, taught me everything about credit. But because I was young and didn't have the wisdom, when I had ended up losing my job doing roofing, you know what I mean, I didn't listen to my sister and file unemployment. I just was living off my credit cards and shit. And I had like a credit card with a $5,000 limit, one with $3,000. I had a nice piece of change to last me. But I fucked my credit up when I could have listened to my sister, filed unemployment, and I'd have been Gucci. My credit would still be intact because I'd have been able to pay my bills regularly. And from that moment on, that taught me another thing. Always listen to my sister, no matter what. No matter what, listen to what she says. And just do what she says. I'm dead certain. Because I've noticed that every time that I didn't listen to her and heed her counsel, things went left. But the times when I did listen to her, things went right. So it was a simple decision to make. Sometimes you gotta let go and let somebody else, take the wheel. I wouldn't say like let go and let God or Jesus take the wheel, because they ain't even have cars in Jesus' time. So and Jesus wants you to do the right thing on your own. But that's neither here nor there. But pretty much, I learned, that's what got me into credit. But I had fucked it up when I was young. But since I was locked up, I was in for 3.5 years. Almost 4 years that I was actually in the feds, but I came home early because of COVID. It was able to do the remaining few years on home confinement. And pretty much every negative thing on your credit report, it leaves after 7 years. 7 years, anything negative, it's gone, guaranteed. So those years and time, the passage of time, it just allowed me to get to the point where as though I had a clean slate. And I came home to a clean slate. And I followed the plan, everything I needed to do. Got my secured credit cards first, then built it up. You see what I'm saying? And I went hard with it. You see what I'm saying? Like currently right now, I got 8 credit cards total right now. And mind you, I had more because I had closed one of them. Now, you might be like, damn, what the fuck you got 8 credit cards for? You stupid as shit. Well, the purpose of those is the more trade lines you have, the more information, the more positive information you got coming in. Now, I do not recommend it to anyone just starting out with credit, especially if you don't have a full grasp of the mechanics of credit and how it works. But it doesn't matter how many credit cards you have. That doesn't really affect your score. What affects your score is how you use those credit cards. You see what I'm saying? Now think about it. You can have one credit card and you can have perfect, do everything perfect, keep your balance up to 30%. Keep your balance at 30% of the credit limit and do all the right things. You know what I mean? But, the thing is, you having that one, that only allows you to add 12 possible. I mean, that only allows you to add 12 positive payments to your credit report every single year, as opposed to, let's say you had 10 credit cards and all of them you did the same thing. Instead of only having 12 positive payments in a year, you would have 120 positive payments in a month. No, not in a month. You have 120 in a year, right? Yeah. But every month you would have 10 positive payments coming in every month as opposed to one. So that just helps your credit even more. And, having a higher credit limit does it as well. But I digress. I don't want to get sidetracked. I don't need to go back to where I was. So I got a bunch of credit cards. But the beautiful thing that I learned from my sister also is if you keep a zero balance on your credit card, you don't have to make a monthly payment. You know what I mean? So really the key is to keep a zero balance, but you still have to use it sparingly so they don't close your card, because you don't want them closing your card. You don't want them decreasing your limit, saying, you don't need that much money or something, Me personally, what I did, I don't recommend it. I was about to say I recommend, but I don't recommend shit. Don't take nothing I say as fact. I want you to make sure that you don't just listen to a nigga talking on the internet. You hear what he say, consider it, and then go do your own due diligence and find out if it's fact on the back of your own 2 feet. Never take anything somebody says as face value. You see what I'm saying? Because you can end up playing the fool or playing right into someone's trap. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, I've been sticking to the plan. Credit was a major part of the plan because, real estate is, the ultimate goal. You know what I mean? Like, I got a bunch of things that I plan on doing, and I'm doing them, Like, I have a business called Conlock Security. The business is called Conlock Security, but the main parent company for Conlock Security is Acadia Customs. That's my main entity, but Conlock Security is under that entity. And I'm talking about, these actually incorporate, only Conlock Security was incorporated, but, the other one, I got my EIN and stuff, but I didn't go through all of the rest of the process that I needed to do, Started the business, pretty much autos and corporation, things of that nature, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go. So pretty much, in that business, I started this a long time ago. It's for selling, I sell security products. So, it's this website. I found this website called Wholesale Central, and they just take all of the wholesale sources throughout the whole country and put it in one place. And I had stumbled across this company called Cutting Edge Products /Streetwise. I think their name was Streetwise back then, or I'm not sure. I think that's the manufacturing arm. But either way, Cutting Edge Products. Now you understand, I'm giving out the game too. So remember, I don't withhold nothing. I don't do no gatekeeping. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm a strong believer. Like, listen, if I taught you about something and you end up doing it better than me, then shit. I mean, it's only right that I come to you and you teach me what made you excel because I taught you. That's only right. You know what I mean? And if you are able as the student to surpass me, then that means that you're definitely doing something that I should have been doing, and I'm not. You understand? I was doing it wrong. So I never care about, sharing a plug or anything with that. Well, a plug, nah, you don't share that. Like motherfuckers used to, like, I ain't even gonna lie, I used to do sneaky shit to steal a plug, Cause even though it's like, and they, it's my man. You see what I'm saying? We all fan for real. We was men's, but we all, the nigga with the best plug, everybody out the group. Of course, we, cause we together for real. So everybody gonna cop from him. So shit, it's better for me if I can one day. Oh shit, oh yo, you what you calling people? Yeah, you remember me, such and such. Oh man, what's up? Never mind. Let me stop talking about that. I don't even live that life no more. I was just explaining how, never mind. But either way, you see what I'm saying? I never fret about sharing because they're never gonna be able to surpass me because I've been doing it long. Of course, I'm teaching them how to do it, and even if they do, that's what I want. That's just a testament of my skills as a teacher. So I'm always share. You know, I'm never gonna withhold any information because I want everybody to eat. What you eat don't make me shit, and you know, you not my responsibility, and I'm not yours. So I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't care. I'm not a pocket watcher or nothing. I want everybody to eat and prosper. You dig? But back to what I was saying though. You know, I found a company Cutting Edge Products, and they by far had the best selection of products and quality as well as pricing. You know what I mean? So, you know, I was Gucci with them. That was around the time when I was selling jars too on eBay. That's when I first started dealing with that, you know. But even still, that's neither here nor there. So I got my business where I sell security products. I just took my website down not too long ago because I really wasn't using it that much. Most of the sales that I do get are from eBay. You know what I mean? Like people from China, in different overseas places, they like to buy the stun flashlights. They buy, you know, this is one guy, he buys every 3 months, he'll buy like 10 of them. I guess he sells them because they can't have certain self-defense products, so, you know, he's able to sell that, you know, I guess, and make a nice profit or whatever. But, you know, pretty much, I sell those a lot to him, and, you know, just, it's like a select few. I really don't get many sales on it really, so, you know, it didn't make sense for me to keep spending on my website. And what most people don't realize is, if you're gonna embark on creating a website to make money, first understand that your main obstacle and the main thing that's gonna take your money is paying for advertising. Before you even start to pay to build it or anything, make sure that you understand that you have a budget for advertising. Because shit, if nobody knows your site exists, nobody will ever find it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You have to be willing to invest. Like when you go on Shopify, my website was under Shopify. But when you go on Shopify, there's a marketplace where people can sell you their business. So let's say, you know, a person they want to sell their website to you, and they sell you the whole infrastructure. So they break down the suppliers, they break down how everything is set up, and you know, when you purchase. And you know, me, you know, I wanted to become successful. And I know in order to be successful, you gotta talk to successful people and learn from successful people. You can't learn from people that aren't successful. You have to go to people that are actually doing what you want to do to learn from. You know what I mean? So, you know, I would ask questions of different people, and you know, the main thing that I pulled from it, like, okay, this guy, he had a website that he was selling, you know, because he just had a baby. He was trying to just get rid of all 3 of his website businesses and focus on, you know, he had enough money. So pretty much in his breakdown, he said he made around 60,000 monthly, you know what I mean, and gross revenue, right? And out of that 60,000 that he would make, 30,000 would have to be spent on advertising. Just to give you an idea. So that'll let you know right there how important advertising is, you know, to growth online. You know what I mean? You gotta pay the right people. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, like, you know, I got all the social media that I have, because I use my social medias. You know, I'm just building them up. I just repost a lot of stuff. I use Python and Telegram bots, because you know, you can go on Telegram and they got this thing. It's called the Bot Father, and you can actually create your own bots that just do your bidding using Telegram's computer power. And then I'm like, man, that shit is cool as hell. So pretty much, I got a bot on Telegram that links with my you know, it links to it interfaces with my computer through Python, my desktop that stays on all the time. And pretty much what it does is, it will go and do whatever task I tell it to. So the task I have it set to is to, you know, get the URL, copy the URL in the title, of the most popular, you know, short form videos or stuff like that. You know what I mean? On this site and that site and whatever site I set it to. And what it'll do is, at certain intervals, you know, sometimes I might make it once a day, or sometimes I might even make it twice a day, depending on, you know, how I'm feeling and how much work I'm trying to put in. But whenever I set it at those intervals, it will do what I ask it to do. I use the event viewer on my Windows, the desktop that I keep on. I use the event viewer on there to, you know, to trigger macros. I got macros that like pretty much whenever it's finished, it'll click on this, click on that, and do this and do that. It might really what it does specifically is it takes a folder, the folder where all of the URL, where the text file of the URLs are placed in, it takes that folder and it transports it into another folder that's set up in Python to, as soon as it gets data in that folder, it goes about downloading every URL on that list. You understand? So pretty much, boom, that gives me all of this stuff. And then I use the same process to repost it, except I got to use other programs. I use a site called Metricool and you know, another Python script to actually post everything that I got the night before that day at certain intervals. You see what I'm saying? And you know, by me doing that, I'm slowly growing, you know, slowly becoming a place where, you know, people are getting some content, so people are following me, which means that, you know, as I get bigger, people will be willing to pay me to advertise their business, and in turn I can advertise my own business for free. You see what I'm saying? So that's the sole purpose, not to make money off of social media, even though that is the eventual goal, to make money off of that as well. You know, that aspect would still be a part of it, even if it wasn't a monetary incentive. You understand? Because it's, you know, it's integral to the success of the whole plan. You dig? But that's neither here nor there. But you know, pretty much, you know, it's a bunch of different stuff that I'm doing. I'm not gonna put my eggs all in one basket. You know what I mean? Never. You see what I'm saying? I've always been the type of, you know, I'm just talking, get my ass whipped. I know y'all probably like, damn man, why don't you just play on quick match? You're not even paying attention. But you know what? Fuck all that, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I'll lose 1,000,000 times. I don't care if I lose. You know what I mean? Because I'm always get back to where I need to get to. I'm about to get off anyway. I've been playing for a minute. You know, I don't usually put in this long. Let me practice some punishments while I say this, for real. But yeah, you know, pretty much, you know what I mean? I'm doing, you know, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I got my hands, I got my fat little fingers in a bunch of different pies. You know, because, you know, hopefully one shake. And whichever one shake first, that is gonna be the one. But you know, it's crazy, like, you know, when I came into doing YouTube, like on this channel right here, because I got like 5 other channels too, but on this channel right here, this channel, I never really focused on or cared about this ever being a channel where I make money from. You know what I mean? Pretty much this channel, in the beginning, it was a channel for me to, you know, just to be able to save, you know, just to be able to save footage for posterity, for one, and to become a better Tekken player by, you know, looking after my gameplay. And you know, since my hard drive only got 2 terabytes of space, you know, I might as well use YouTube's unlimited terabytes of space to save my footage. You know, I never really did it for anybody else to watch. I did it for myself to enjoy. You see what I'm saying? And you know, it's passion involved. Like, I'm passionate about, you know, what I do here, so I would do it like I have been doing it for almost 2 years for free. You know, I would do it even if nobody watched, like it has been for like 2 years. Like, I just now started getting to the point where, though, every time I stream, I at least get like 1 watcher jumping in there. Man, I was doing it for like a year straight with nobody popping up in that motherfucker. But I seen that people would watch it afterwards. See, I'm so zoned out, right? That I wasn't even paying attention to anything. I didn't even know what was going on. I was just pressing buttons. I didn't even know I was doing punishment training. So I know that I wasn't paying attention during the joint. You know what I mean? And this isn't different. Like when I'm rapping and not paying attention to the game, oh yeah, I'm zen with it. But it's crazy how talking and expressing yourself truly is way harder than rapping. It doesn't seem like that should make sense, but that's the truth. Like rapping is way easier than actually, being able to convey a message and get what you're trying to say out in a way that other people can understand clearly. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. I'm about to stop talking y'all head off anyway, because I'm about to get off of this thing. But I don't even know why I started talking about the businesses, but I'm trying to get it however I can, so I do a bunch. I do a lot. I'm about to try to start an entity where, I help people with their computer stuff, because I got nice with computers just because I broke my mother's computer so many times and got so many viruses on it that I had to learn how to fix it so I wouldn't get my ass whipped. And that taught me the process that I use to learn anything, And that's to just, become obsessed with studying all pieces of literature or information you can get until you run across nothing that you don't already know. You know what I mean? I do that with almost everything. You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't no limit to how much shit you can learn. Don't ever think that you don't ever think that you can fill your brain up. You know what I mean? The act of learning just makes it easier to learn more things. Like my big brother, he always trying, he be talking hate and talk though. Like, yeah, okay, you might know this shit, but you're not even using it for anything. You're really just wasting your time. And I know that that's just a hating ass statement, because anybody that's intelligent knows that the more you learn anything that might seem irrelevant, the easier it becomes to learn the things that are relevant. You see what I'm saying? Like school's purpose isn't just to teach you math and all this stuff in school. School's purpose is to teach you the skills needed to be able to teach yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because ultimately, you're gonna be the person. Oh shit. Ultimately, you're going to be the person that teaches yourself in the long run. The teacher's only around you for a few hours a day. You see what I'm saying? You got to be willing to put in work in the off hours and teach yourself, to really grasp it. And that's all I'm saying. And I don't even know why I'm rambling. I'm going to just get up off this thing. And peace of the grease. I love you guys. Anybody that stops by to hang out with your boy is greatly appreciated, And, man, reach out, Like, even if man, listen, if you having trouble on the game, I have no problem jumping on here and helping you. If you're having trouble in your personal life, so going through some issues, I give sound, objective, and non-biased and knowledgeable advice if you ever need any advice, or if you need help with something computer-wise or anything, man. Never hesitate to ask, man. I would love to be of service to those that have helped me, and you guys help me more than I can ever express. You see what I'm saying? So don't hesitate, man. I'm talking about even if it's outlandish, The worst thing I can say is, no, you bitch, get the fuck away from me, man. I'll fucking kill you. That's the worst thing I can say. You understand? So, and those ain't nothing but words, unless it's really egregious to the point where I do really end up coming finding you one day. But then that'll be later down the line. You ain't got to worry about that now. But still, if you get me to that point, you already gonna know what it is. But, peace of the grease. It's your boy, Mel Mystical, signing.